And I'm going to put this right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weekly meltdowns.
Literally.
Very professional coverage of Big Brother 26. We're here to talk about all of the important, groundbreaking, very thorough, detailed week of Big Brother. I think we're in week 7 now, which is that's crazy to say. I feel like the season just started. But with me, as always, is Allison. With or without internet issues. How are you doing?
Listen, I'm having an internet problem, so I can't. You're gonna have to do the chat because I can't do anything with it.
I got you. I'm in the driver's seat today. Yeah, no, Allison, her stream was doing it sounded and looked perfect until literally right before we were supposed to go live, and then she just disappeared mid sentence, and I was like, hello.
And I could get back on, and then when I got back in, it said your devices are not connected, and it said something went wrong. My internet is working. StreamYard.
What internet provider do you have?
I have C-Spire fiber optic fancy shit, and I'm going to tell you this has got to be a freaking StreamYard issue or something because, as much business as I've brought StreamYard.
That is true.
Are you kidding? Hello, everyone. Welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 26 and Allison's fucked up life, where anything could happen. Internet could explode. A cat could try to kill another cat. It's anything could possibly happen. Anything. We also, I just want to say that we manifest here at my weekly meltdown, and it seems like everything that we have talked about has come into fruition lately.
That is true. I will say that. So I on Thursday's show, I said Quinn will probably win HOH. And I also said, I think the nominees of his should be some combination of Cam, Mackenzie, Rubina, just more of the comp threats, and most of that came true. Of course, the week has shaped up a little differently. So we have some things to get into. Oh wait, do we have 2 Jackie B's in here?
Jackie's signed into both, I guess.
Okay, I was very confused.
We were joking. It's always at the end of the show. What do we not want to happen? What's the mess that would be amazing? Quinn wins HOH. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It happened.
Honestly, this was a good time for Quinn to win HOH.
I said,
now that Tucker is out of the game, I feel like Quinn can really take over the Tucker role in the house and really get his pieces together. But unfortunately, I feel like Quinn has not really successfully done that this week. I don't know. I feel like Quinn has all the makings to be a good Big Brother player, but I feel like more than anything, I feel like his trajectory in this game is going to be losing finalist that doesn't handle the jury well. Would you agree with that?
He's not handling anything well, especially the volume of his voice in the freaking dude. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Is it me, or was it 100 times where I'm going to play musical chairs with my readers during the show? I want to see how many costume changes I can make.
I'm into it.
Anyway, is it me, or was it worse? Was it at an all-time high on Sunday night show with Quinn screaming? And like I said Thursday night, do you know how much screaming we're going to get? We really got it. I don't.
That.
My cat jumped off my. JoJo's glued to me. Okay, he was choking me in my sleep last night. Jumped off my lap. He couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
So of course we saw so spoilers, whatever, you should know better by now.
Yeah, spoilers. If you're tuning into a live feed update show and you don't want spoilers, how did you function today? Is all I'm going to ask
So,
and end here.
So Quinn ended up nominating Rubina, Kimo, and Angela. And we were like, who's gonna win veto? Is it gonna be like Mackenzie? Is like Kimo gonna like pull out like another win? But out of freaking nowhere, Leah decided to wake up and start playing this game. So we saw Leah win the power of veto, and so we've been like, she's been really going back and forth, like, should I use it? Should I not use it? I really want to, but like Quinn keeps telling her like, it's like not a good position for Quinn to be like making another nominee here. Like he really didn't want to. But Leah woke up this morning and said, you know what? Like, I don't really care what Quinn says. Like, I'm going to do what's best for my game. And she decided to use the veto on Angela. So now in replacement, Quinn has put up Joseph. So the three final nominees, like heading into the AI arena, are Rubina, Kimo, and Joseph. Now, what's going to happen with those three nominees? I feel like it's still too early. Like, I don't think it's like really set in stone yet. But I do think that Rubina is pretty safe regardless. I think it's going to come down to Kimo or Joseph, depending on how like the AI arena shapes out. But I think Kimo's in some trouble here. Like, I think Kimo might be headed out the door if he doesn't win AI arena. And I'm worried because like I want all four of my draft members present going into the jury this week. So yeah, we'll see.
So some things that have been going on, Leah used the power of veto and apparently said she didn't think there'd be a replacement nom or something. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that. She said that she didn't know like there was going to be a replacement nominee.
Yeah, like she didn't think about the replacement nominee. Well, you weren't thinking. Here's the thing. Another thing, Joseph Boza in the chat, I've noticed this too. You're not the first person to tell me this or anything I've heard. Production. I think production encouraged her to use it or encouraged her not to use it.
Yeah, so Joseph in the chat says, well, Leah didn't want to use the veto. She wasn't. And then the feeds went down at 10:30 Big Brother time yesterday for about 2.5 hours. Then we found out Joseph was nominated, and Leah said the diary room told her to use it. I don't know. Like, this is all hearsay. Like, I feel like so many people, like, say that, like, the diary room is influencing them. But I could just see, like, is it really influence, or are they just like asking guided questions for like diary room like recording like purposes to like make like a TV show of like is Leah gonna use it or not, like, or her like weighing both sides in the diary room type of thing. I want to caution by saying like that the diary room and production are like straight up just like interfering with this game, because I feel like Leah, if that were the case, like Leah is gonna come out of the diary room and be like, yeah, so production just offered me like $10,000 cash to like not use to use the veto to save Angela. Yeah, like I don't think that like that's the case. Like, how much can they really like twist her arm here? You know what I mean? Like I feel like she decided to use the veto on her own accord. Like, production could be like asking her like, Leah, what are some benefits to using the power of veto? Like, have you thought about like how much loyalty Angela would have to you if you use the veto on her? Like, I feel like they can ask questions like that like lead Leah to start thinking about different things. And but I feel like them asking guided questions like that is really just for her to say like a sentence like, using the veto on Angela would be really helpful to my game, because then I could bring her in as like an alliance member, just to like use that bit for like a confessional for like the episode. To me, that's not like production interference. To me, that's not like the diary room like manipulating the situation at all. Like, yeah, do I think like production loves Angela and like wants her to stay because she's like TV feeds, memes gold? Yes. But do I think they're like straight up telling her like she has to use the veto on Angela? No, I don't think so.
I have a question. I just noticed this on Sunday night during the show.
Wait, I want to say hi to people in the chat real quick before
Yeah.
you get into this. So hey Joseph, hey Kylan, hey Heather Jean, hey AI Jackie, hello real Jackie, and Anilda and Eddie James. Hi guys. So sorry, go ahead.
How come Angela is allowed to have a picture of her family in her little clothes cubby? Did anyone catch that?
Did she win that for her HOH?
Yeah, but you have to give it back.
Yeah, that's true.
No one has that. And I noticed when she was in her little cubby closet during Sunday show, she was in there like I need to get. I wish I could take a screenshot of it or something.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, she was talking to the picture in the closet, and it was her and her daughter or something. And my mind exploded, and I thought, why does she get a picture? Why does she get a picture?
Huh. So she has like a picture that she kept, but like no other person in the house has it?
I haven't seen anyone else talking to pictures. Well, we know she's special, Nell, please. Yes, we know, Joseph. Trust me. I know. That's why when Anelda was actually the one who dropped the bomb on me about Leah using the veto on Angela, and I wasn't shocked. I just started laughing because it's hysterical to me at this point. I mean, it's hysterical. What are we doing here, God? This is a gosh damn mess.
I mean,
this is messier than my Elton John readers. By the way, when I ordered these, this is not what I expected. Okay.
Is this a team purchase?
This is not. No, this is I don't want to say, but when I ordered them,
you don't want to say. Why is that?
Okay, it was a team. Okay.
Okay.
But this is not, because I get this. Here's the thing. They didn't look like this in the picture. Okay.
Classic Timu.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm.
Jackie said
but I'm just, oh, you do? Well, if Jackie likes it. But so Tucker, the picture. When did this start? When are people allowed to have pictures now?
Yeah, maybe this is like a new rule or something.
No, absolutely not. Bullshit. And if this has been going on all along and we're just now finding out about it, I'm going to be really mad, because that means when they see their loved ones towards the end of the game, when they do that special video and they're all freaking snotball crying and blowing snot bubbles everywhere because they're so upset they haven't seen their family in 80 days. It's bullshit. You have, Angela. Yeah.
Joseph also asked, did we know that Friday was the day production was crying and ripped them a new one because Tucker left? Also, Sunday was the Tucker funeral. Yeah, I have noticed. So Dominic on the show on Thursday made like a reference to when Jesse was evicted in Big Brother 11 and how much like Lydia and Natalie and Kevin were like sobbing about Jesse going home. And it does like remind me of that kind of like, I feel like they are all like sobbing as if like Tucker like died tragically, and I feel like production feels as if like the entertainment this season is over, which is why I'm glad like Angela was saved this week. Like I'm glad that like we still have some entertainment like heading into jury. Like how tragic would that have been if like Tucker and Angela went like back to back like that, and then we're stuck with like just Quinn.
Oh my God. Here's the thing. Let's just all be honest. Let's just all be honest with each other, because it's the first step is accepting what we cannot change. People, Angela's entertainment. She's good TV. She's good feeds. She's a hot mess. I don't want to have any. It's amazing.
And she took
she took my spot. Here's the thing. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
1,000% took your spot. Like 100% category. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just don't, know what I'm going to do when she leaves, because we're not going to get the jury segment for 4 weeks. I mean, she goes whatever, but let's be honest. She's making it to final 2, 3. Yeah. She's going to make it. She's going to make it.
You think so?
Oh, for fuck's sake, yes. There's no way she's not. This production is just like, it's out now. It is out now. What we've all known and suspected and heard rumors and heard people think it's the fees cut and it's whatever. Production, we've known for a very long time, has something to do with everything. And Angela, I just can't wait for the montage of her crying again about being saved. My favorite clip from Sunday night show was when she was trying to comfort Kimo, saying, it's okay. You guys are going to be friends. He's not going to hold it against you. And then Kimo was like, I voted for him to stay. And then she's like, all like, what, poking herself in the eyes, trying to cry. I don't know what. That was amazing. I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly. So good. Also, we have to report that MJ and Cam have started to get a little snuggly at night. No, there's been no like action, but like there's been some like just like hair stroking and like cuddling and like massages and stuff like that. And other house guests are starting to take note of it as well, and they really don't care for it. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on like MJ and Cam. What do you think about that?
So I think Kim and Chelsie were, well, I guess Chelsie has a crush on Kim. Okay. People, have we not learned anything? Obviously not. Mm-hmm. Okay. No. Wait till the game's over.
Tell you a story.
Peanut's like, oh, you really? Come sit next to me for a minute. Let me explain something to you. The illusion of a showmance that hadn't even happened yet cost Matt the game in week 1. Mm-hmm. Just for Angela running her mouth. Yeah. Do you really? No. Okay, Labor Day party, feeds came back and they were drunk. Oh, they got alcohol. Mm-hmm. Okay. I want a drunk Angela on my feeds.
I would love that.
I want a drunk Angela on my feeds.
So that's like pretty much it for like big updates. Like Leah winning the veto is kind of low key like a big deal though. Like I maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse a little bit here, but like I would be so excited if like Leah like is like turning a new leaf and she's gonna become like a more important like and stronger player like through the rest of the season. No. I feel like she's positioned pretty well to do so. But you're probably right. Let's be real.
You can try. You can try to make yourself believe that, dear.
You're like, you can dress up a pig all you want, but it's still a pig.
You can put lipstick on a bulldog, whatever.
Yeah, whatever that phrase is. Yeah.
These are my Sarah Palin glasses. What does she say? You can put lipstick on a bulldog and it's still a bulldog. I don't know.
Did she say
I can't see Russia from my house. Yeah, and Elda says with Angela, I have a dream speech. She will win the season. Here's my since we're psychic and manifest here. Quinn, Angela, final 2.
You think Angela wins that final 2?
I don't care who wins because I want to hear the dumb speeches. I just want to hear the bullshit.
That would be a never-ending finale speech. Like, you know how like long-winded her speeches are on the fly.
Yeah.
Like just like multiply that by 10 for the for the final speech. But okay, so let's say Angela does win. Like, where does Angela rank as a winner amongst the Big Brother winners?
Look, all of this fell in her lap. Can we just say it fell in her lap? Okay, she won her first HOH fair and square. Mm-hmm. She won her second HOH. But the being saved and all that has nothing to do with Angela being Angela. Okay, it's strategy, some gameplay, it has nothing to do with anything strategic that Angela has pulled out of her ass.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing. Her twerking has not swayed anyone. No. This has fallen in her lap.
say if she's in the finale, like next to Quinn, like I could kind of see her winning in that regard as well. Like I could see the jury like more so voting like against Quinn because they're like bitter at him for just how terribly he's like handled like everybody socially throughout the whole game. So it could be like a win like that, you know, kind of like a Big Brother 19, like how Josh kind of just like fell into the winner's chair that season because everybody hated Paul.
Yeah, I mean, how is she going to justify that? Well, because she was shocked every time it's been used on her or anything. So what is she going to pump? What is she going to say? Oh, well, y'all saw the potential in me and this was my dream. And no.
Yeah.
No, Angela, it's not. I mean, you got to give it to Angela. I don't hate Angela. I think Angela's a trip. Angela's that lady in accounting, okay? That you're just amazed by her. Like, the hell does she have a job? She better not.
She better not.
Let's just play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
We get a Joseph and Angela final two. Not you. I'm talking to my cat.
That's a good question. I don't know, man. Like Joseph, I as much as like I want him to be like a great player, like, and as much as he believes himself to be a great player, I just like haven't really seen it. I don't really, you know, like as the weeks are going on, right? Like, of course, like the first few weeks we can say like, oh, well, like he just like, we haven't seen it yet. Like it'll come on. Like he's a good player. Like we just got to like wait for the right moment. We're like now in week 7, you know, like I feel like we're starting to look ahead to the end game. And I am just like puzzled to think of like any real like movement that he has led in this house, except for a bowel movement, maybe. I don't think that he is really.
And he had a movement in the poop tent.
Yeah, he had multiple types
movements.
of movement. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Remember these from New York? Remember my granny? Yes, I wouldn't use my reader. Don't you love them? You miss them, don't you? They miss you.
I do miss them. Kyla says, I think T-Core or Chelsie is winning. The thing with T-Core is like, okay, so like, yes, about Chelsie. Like I'm really rooting for Chelsie at this point. I think she would make an excellent winner. She was really fun to watch on Sunday's episode, like really seeing her, like when they're flashing back to like when they're all in that room, like trying to figure out who to vote out between Tucker and who was on the block next to him. Was it Angela?
I think.
Oh my God. Why is my memory like so shot?
Anyway, and you're asking me? I only cover this show.
Chelsie was like leading the charge in that conversation. And I just thought that she was in such a terrible position, like when her and Brooklyn were blindsided, and like, yeah, we saw Brooklyn ultimately leave, but like Chelsea's really recovered herself in like a really good position here. And I could totally see her winning the game. Whereas like, I feel like T-Core, everybody has their eyes on T-Core. Like they see her as a good player, but like her visibility is so high that like she's going to become like a target, I think, pretty soon. Where like Chelsie is playing equally, if not a better game, but like invisibly. So where like if she gets to the end, I think that she could pitch her case and be like, listen, I did all of this like behind the scenes and nobody really noticed or saw.
What do you think about Angela waiting during the HOH competition for everyone else to drop so she didn't have to be a have-not again?
Listen, I thought that was iconic. That was smart.
I also love when she tried with Chelsie and Chelsie just shut it down before she even got, no, Angela.
She like didn't even finish the sentence. She was like, Chelsie, if you drop, I swear and then Chelsea's like, Angela, just stop right now.
Yeah. Angela is just clueless. And it's so funny because, listen, I'm going to tell y'all a little something about being older. Okay. Y'all are young. Some of us are a little bit seasoned, a little bit older. something happens when you hit something around 42, 43. You just something falls out of your body, and you don't know what it is or what happened, and you got no filter anymore. 100 times worse than before, and you're asking for things and saying things and doing things without a second thought, and you get zero shits about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in that zone. She's in the zone of, I've been there, done that. I'm seasoned. I'm a veteran at life. I'm just going to ask these questions that nobody else is going to ask.
And these are all like questions and like paranoid thoughts that like all of the house guests are like probably thinking, but she's the only one with like no filter to like actually go there and to actually say it.
I would have killed this competition. Do you want to know why?
Because you have small hands.
Mm-hmm. I have the tiniest fingers on the planet.
Yeah.
But my downfall would have been the board trying to balance the egg.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think those eggs are? You think they've been sitting there all day? They're stinky?
I don't know.
I want them to have rotten eggs. Bless you. Mm? I want them to have rotten eggs to motivate them not to drop them.
That would be great. But then like that like LA heat in the summer, like I just imagine those eggs just like really, really stinking up the place.
Yeah. Because Angel was like, well, Chelsie, I could be really good at this. I could win HOH and you could. No, Angela.
And Cam is allergic to eggs? I didn't know people were like allergic to eggs.
Oh, honey, let me tell you, we're living in a day and age where people are allergic to air. I mean,
know, like eggs are like a base ingredient in like everything. Right?
What about these people? Like, there's a chick on the Today Show, Dylan Dreyer. Her son's allergic to gluten.
Well, that's more common.
Yeah, he's allergic to gluten. I have a niece that's allergic to nuts.
Yeah,
I can't even eat Reese's or anything before I see at all. It's crazy. I don't know what. I don't think I'm allergic.
I don't know. I've never heard of like an egg allergy. I don't know. That sucks.
I mean, is that okay? I don't want to get into it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, did he play? Did he break out? Did he have to wear gloves or something?
I think he survived well enough to be canoodling with MJ, so I think he'll be okay. So you watched the challenge 40. Are you all caught up?
Yes, I watched and I didn't watch the first episode because y'all told me not. It was just a trip down memory lane, so I didn't watch it. But I did watch 1, 2, and 3. Because there's only 3, I think, literal episodes. Mm-hmm. My biggest fear after episode 2 is if they are going to do this every week, play like this, literally, we got to watch the competition, and then the next week is the elimination. We're going to be here a year and a half.
Oh yeah,
It should take 18 months.
And they have every incentive to like milk the shit out of this season because like the ratings are a lot higher this season than like the previous seasons have been. Because it's like you got like all these like other like older people here. So I think you're right. I think we're in for how long do you think this is gonna go on for? Like, do you think we're heading into 2025 like still watching the challenge 40?
Okay, well, it started a month ago, right?
Yeah.
It started like a month ago with not even a legit episode. It was like a recap of every, you know what I'm saying, before even the. So we've already got that ball. I'm thinking January.
Damn.
22 episodes or Jackie. You know there's only 52 weeks in a year. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's 6 months almost. But no, I do I like it. What's that?
I said, yeah, so what do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I like it so far. I don't have a problem really with anyone that has gone so far besides Leroy because I love Leroy. Spoiler, if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, sorry. I don't even know why Kellyanne was there. Polly,
Polly got whacked in Hall Brawl.
I'm there for it. And also, and he talked so much shit to that guy too.
I know.
And that is
and
like, I mean,
the camera, like right before going in, he was like, "I'm gonna like beat the shit out of him. Like this is gonna be a physical challenge for the ages. Like I'm gonna stomp him in there." And Paulie got his ass whooped in Hall.
You know who also got their ass whooped and kind of did it to themselves? Tony time. Tony time.
Yeah. So what do you think about like that whole like Avery situation?
Avery's been around longer than Tony, right?
Yeah.
She's played this game and made it farther than Tony. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not listen to her?
Yeah.
Derek it was Derek, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I get him and the other guy confused. The other guy, they're best friends. I can't remember his name. But I get them confused. Derek. I got what she was doing. I really understood it. And I felt like if I'd been in that position, but I'm not an idiot, like Tony, I just would have been, okay, she's seasoned. She's been around. She knows what she's doing. She's made it quite far in this game. I'm going to listen to her. Mm-hmm. Now is not the time to pull your dick out and start smacking people with it, Tony. Yeah. It's not time. You just showed your two little girls how
much of a wuss you are. Yeah.
How much of a chauvin,
Yeah.
You are so hard chauvinist is how bullheaded. If he was paired with a dude that was doing that, he wouldn't have had a problem with it.
Yeah.
He was stubborn and balls to the wall because of Avery. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm a 47-year-old woman. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. I know shit. I know when men do certain things. I know why you're doing it. God bless. Don't play with me. And don't come for me, because whoever's going to come for me, you're probably 20 years younger than me, and you haven't been on this earth long enough to tell me shit about fuck. Okay? He did to himself, and I'm living for the fact that it was a single elimination and Avery advanced and he didn't.
Yeah.
I'm living for that. And I don't know. I just feel like that was a really stupid effing thing. Do you know how many people would love to have been in his position? He just pissed it away because he's being a dick.
Yeah. Dick. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of seeing Tony come on these shows and then like leave on the second episode by like throwing it or just like not caring,
I did that. I double got that.
Oh.
What Jackie said. I can do that. Oh, I didn't know. I would have. I just can't type. Jackie said I would have wanted a Western. Yes. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. The look on Cara Maria's face if Abe showed up.
That would have been epic.
Yeah.
And honestly, like Era 1, like they've been flopping like so hard, like so far. Like,
oh my God, the canoe.
I know, right? I think Abe would have been some like much needed like muscle on that team.
I forgot Brad was there. Like Brad has had no airtime until that episode 2. And he's in the back of the canoe with the rudder, and it broke.
This is so classic Brad, though, for him to say, like, "Yeah, I'll take charge. Like, I'm gonna do this," and then like be the reason that like the whole team like fucks up.
It was so funny because come back here, you do it. I'm like, is anybody gonna go back there and do it?
Yeah.
They were nowhere near where they needed to be. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm having anxiety over this. This is terrible.
I was glad to see Jody go so early, though.
I was too.
Yeah, but like as much as I wanted Jody to win, like I was glad that Avery like came out of that elimination looking great. Like she deserved that for sure.
If there was anyone that I would want to see go against Jody and prevail, it would be someone like Avery.
For
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow. CT's bringing the dad bod.
Do you think he's going to be okay? Did you see like the trailer for the next episode where he like, so they're doing the trivia in the next episode. I think he gets like, he gets sent to the hospital, like when he like falls in the water or something.
This man, you don't drop a man. I'm sorry, that size from that high up in the air and not expecting to break everything. They don't hit the water the same. I am 47. I weigh 110 pounds. If you drop me like that, I'm going to hit the water and I'll be okay. Yeah. If you drop someone like CT, that is not the same.
Excuse me, he's 44. I said
yeah, 50. That is whatever. It's not the same. And that poor man. I mean, this is where we need to start going, okay, guys, let's just remember era one. Not everyone is in Rachel shape.
Yeah.
Okay, not everyone has a YouTube channel like Rachel. They're not all Rachel and Derek. We really need to think about, we might need to take into consideration the CTs and the Anisas. I'm just throwing it out there because they could really get hurt.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I don't know. Really exciting start to the season. I'm curious, like, do you think it was ultimately better for Cara Maria that Pauly like left when he did? Or do you think like they're better players like when both of them are there together on the season?
Pauly can't be anywhere without stirring the pot. I don't care how much he's changed or whatever. He can't not be somewhere getting his panties in a twist. So I think it's good that he's gone because Cara can really just do Cara. Cara shines the best, in my opinion, when she's not playing with a ding-a-ling. Okay, when she's not playing with the ding-a-lingers. And I honestly, I think everyone plays better. I think guys play better when they're not chasing tail, and I think girls do better when they're I don't care how that sounds. I don't give a shit. I'm telling you. Your mind is in the right place and you're concentrating more on what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Horatio. I feel the same about her. Okay. Can I ask, who was this girlfriend?
Nerys.
Okay. What is she from?
Wasn't she on the last season of the challenge?
Was that her first or second? See, that's the thing. Idea. I don't care. I don't care about Nerys.
Wait, what do you think about Kylan and Naya and Josh?
Kylan, Naya, and Josh?
Yeah.
Who saw that? I know, like Kylan and Josh and Naya.
I just can't when like they try so hard to make it look like Josh Martinez has like any like love interests on this show. And I'm sorry, but like I don't believe it for a fucking second.
No. Just stop it with Josh. Josh doesn't have a chance. He gets friend zoned by every woman. And I'm not being ugly.
I'll be
Does
ugly.
It not happen all the time?
Yeah.
The pots and pans friend zoned him on Big Brother.
Exactly.
They did, exactly.
Aaron? Yeah, that's a throuple I did not see coming. I think Kylan's adorable. If I had to pick a partner for Naya, I would pick Kylan, but I don't think it's going to last.
Wait, what is this?
The challenge 40. We were just we're a little lost on Big Brother.
Yeah, okay. Before we get back to Big Brother, I just want to say, Josh, there was a lot of messiness with Josh going on because he was getting picked on because Naya and Kylan were doing it in the other room and everybody was joking about it, especially Tori Deal, who apparently is Josh, she friend zoned him too, so that's like her best friend now. Yeah. He gets mad at her about it. And says, well, we can't be friends anymore. I'm not. Oh, God. So now he doesn't have. Oh, Josh, the drama.
I'm also sorry. Like this whole like Tori like vegan accommodations for like the gross food challenge was so bullshit. Like, so Aaron, like all the other people had to eat like burned like rats or like
Yeah.
grub that was like still alive and
Dog
like
balls.
moving. Yeah, like really like
Rat.
nasty shit. But
Ew.
because Tori's a vegan, she got to have a shake that was durian fruit, which is like notoriously stinky. But like
Right.
I would have like a fruit shake over like live like larva like
just give
swarming
everybody
around
the
in a
shake
plate.
and just make it taste worse. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know why
exactly. That's true. Like,
yeah.
made
Yeah.
everybody like drink the same shake.
Yeah.
But
She should get a
so
penalty.
ridiculous.
Why are you a vegan on a show like you can't be a vegan and be on these kind of fucking shows? Okay, here I go. I'm 47 years old and I'm gonna say it. You shouldn't be a vegan or anything like that if you're gonna go on Survivor or the challenge or anything like that, because you're gonna be faced with this kind of stuff. It just is.
Now I'm just picturing like Liz Wilcox from Survivor 46, like going on the challenge.
Crazy.
Oh God.
All right,
Aaron.
Aaron. So update us on Big Brother. Like we're talking about like Quinn and like the noms and like Leah, the veto of it all.
What is going? Have you been? Are you live?
Thoughts? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess speaking of thruples, it's kind of a theme that's happening in the Big Brother house a little bit. What have you talked about so far?
Okay,
Nothing?
first of all, are you caught up on the feeds? You know what the hell's been going on? Okay, good. Thank God you're here because. Okay, what is going on? Leah uses the veto. Okay, this is what we know.
Mm-hmm.
Leah used the veto on Angela. We don't know how the hell that happened.
I'll be right back. But I'm
yeah,
still listening.
Joseph apparently had a nervous breakdown about something in the house. We don't know what's going. Tell us what is happening. What is happening, Aaron?
Okay. So obviously go back to the beginning of the week. Quinn went HOH.
Yes.
And ended up putting up Rubina, Kimo, and Angela.
Yes.
With the idea of targeting Rubina because he just felt that because Rubina had a strong reaction to when his power was revealed, and then he, betrayed her again by voting out Tucker. Quinn just felt this bridge is burnt. Like, there's no way this is redeemable when, ironically, Rubina is probably the most forgiving of the three. And was targeting Rubina and was kind of going back and forth. I was like, oh, well, maybe I should target Angela instead because I just can't rely on her, and just kept going back and forth on that. Kimo's stock has been kind of falling with a lot of people in the house. And, especially Quinn, who, remembered, oh yeah, Kimo was the one who told Tucker about my power. And then I know we had the visionaries, but it just really seemed like he was prioritizing Tucker even up till the last minute,
which he was
last week. So yeah, maybe I probably shouldn't be that keen on working with Kimo in the future, but and then T-Core, at seeing her friends Rubina and Kimo are on the block, is probably the most vindictive of the three. And she was vowing that if all three of them made it to next week and were on the jury, she would poison the jury against Quinn and make sure that Quinn does not win. And Rubina's like, well, I mean, I kind of get it. It's a game and stuff. And T-Core's like, no, we're going to make sure he doesn't. So if T-Core has anything to say about it and Quinn is in the end, he ain't winning. So
that's what I was saying. I feel like he is getting I feel like I feel like we're looking at like a classic losing finalist type of situation in Quinn,
which is it's crazy because it's like if you're just gonna go after the three, just put all three of them up. The Quinn has been making some weird decisions. Now, granted, part of this is his doing, but part of this is T-Core and Kimo's doing. They had all this dirt on Leah. They could have buried Leah weeks ago, but so much time has passed, and Leah has gaslit him so much that she would never talk bad about him. And oh yeah, I kind of like you too. That even by the time they get the courage to actually tell Quinn anything, he kind of writes it off as, oh, well, they're just trying to protect themselves this week. Oh, it's not really that bad. When it is, and it's kind of crazy. But anyway, Leah ends up winning the veto, and there's a lot of concurrent things going on. So Angela and Leah have always been good socially with each other in the house. And then in the last couple weeks, Angela decided, after dumping her newest ally in Tucker, she's like, oh, you know what, Leah, we get along. We should have a final two. You're my new person. And Leah's like, okay. So, obviously they try to make it not obvious, but people are like, oh, well, Leah and Angela are together and have a final two. So a lot of people were expecting Leah to use it on Angela just forthright. Now, Quinn didn't want Leah to use the veto because he didn't want to have to put up another person because he couldn't possibly decide on who to put up. Quinn is, yeah. He didn't want to put up Joseph. He didn't want to put up T-Core. He didn't want to have to put up MJ. It was just too much.
Hey, there's a question for you, Aaron, that kind of goes into what we're talking about. Do you think this has anything to do with it? What was Aaron's thoughts on the possibility that production influenced / demanded Leah to save Angela? Do you think that had, what do you think?
Well, here's also the side quest too, is that Chelsie has had it in for Joseph for a long time. And Chelsie has wanted to send Joseph home. So Chelsie was like, oh, yeah, Leah, just use the veto on Angela and, hopefully Joseph can go up so we can send him home. MJ was kind of in a similar place, obviously, now that MJ and Chelsie have a stronger relationship. Oh, that's another side plot. So Quinn, who up to this point had started to make inroads with MJ, decided to tell Chelsie and Cam, hey, yeah, I think we should pull in MJ into like an alliance and kind of work together. And so Chelsie, being, the better player that she is taking the initiative to do it herself and form that close relationship with MJ, and Quinn's just dropping the ball, not really doing much on that front. So that's the first throuple that we've kind of got happening is MJ, Cam, and Chelsie, which is has been made a little complicated because the showmances can evolve, and we know how Chelsie has had a thing kind of for Cam since the beginning of the season, and now MJ and Cam are starting to get a little close. And there was a Labor Day party yesterday, and things got a little steamy between MJ and Cam. And Chelsie did not like this.
Yeah, Aaron, you know who I'm worried about? You know who I'm worried about? Matt.
Yeah.
It's got that engagement ring on layaway. It'll be ready by the time your premiere happens.
So Chelsie did not like that. And T-Core, being Chelsea's bestie, is like, I don't like what MJ's doing with Cam. Like, she knows how Chelsie feels about Cam. Like, why is she get up all up in Cam's business? But it's not like Cam's resisting. It's not like Cam is saying no to MJ's advances. So, that could be a developing thing that's happening there. But to answer the question, I don't know, because it was a combination of like a bunch of people were expecting that Leah was going to use the veto on Angela, and I know Quinn didn't want Leah to do it, but you have to remember, in this relationship, it's Leah that influences Quinn, not the other way around. And even and as we see when she uses the veto on Angela, Quinn is like, oh, I hate that I had to put up Joseph. I didn't want to do that, but it's fine, Leah. You did what you had to do. Like, it's fine. I respect your decision. Like, I get it. And Joseph is like, Leah, I love you, and there's nothing that you could ever do in this game that would make me mad at you.
Bullshit.
That's saying, like, Aaron, like, if this is like okay, like, listen to my fan fiction for just a second.
I'll be flipping a table.
Leah is in a great spot to build an army around her, right? Like, like, if Joseph stays this week, Joseph stays this week, like, Leah has Joseph, Leah has Quinn, Leah has MJ, and Leah now has Angela since she just saved her with the veto. Like, all four of those people I just listed would be loyal to Leah over anybody else, like, in that group. So, like, if Leah just brought all of these people together, I feel like that could be a really strong, like, anti to, like, T-Core, Kimo, Chelsie, Rubina. But, like, I don't know, like, is Leah capable of doing that, though, is the question.
Oh, and I'm so sorry. I glossed over the most important thing. Let me look up this speech, because after Quinn after the veto was used,
Kylan typed it,
and Quinn reacted and was like, you know what, like, it's my fault, like, I kind of let this happen. And Quinn kind of did let this happen, because when Leah went up to Quinn and asked, like, hey, thoughts on the veto, Quinn said, Leah, you're sick nasty. You are incredible. You look really cool in yellow. I like your smile. You treat people with kindness. You're really funny. You're really, really funny. You're good at cooking. Like, it was like, did not give any thoughts about her, like, saying, hey, don't use the veto. It was just how much he likes her. And Joseph and Quinn are simping. It's as people have said, it's the army of simps. I've never seen. And I don't know what's in the house this season.
I don't
either. The showman's filter has been turned up to 11, because people are just simping for other people. And it's just they did it for Tucker. They were going to do it for Matt if Matt stayed in longer. They're doing it for Leah. Cam kind of has a little bit of that going on. It's so weird how people like.
That is insane to me. Men never treated me like that. I mean, like, Jesus, what is this? I don't get it. And here's another thing, Tyler. That don't mean shit that Leah used the power veto on Angela. Look what she did to Tucker. I'm surprised he's walking without a limp right now. He got screwed dry by Angela. And that it doesn't matter what you do for Angela, what you give Angela, what you get, nothing. That bitch gets in her own head. You're done, dude. You're done.
Yeah. It's really going to come down to this AI arena on Thursday as to what happens now.
But it's leaning towards Kimo, right?
I do kind of hope, for Joseph's sake, that he wakes up, because Joseph's was in a state where he was like not really mad at Quinn and Leah, and then kind of getting more mad at Quinn, but then also understanding the situation, because he's like, yeah, I kind of deserve to be up here. Like, I was one of the people to keep Tucker and Quinn. The narrative, like, everybody that's up on the block right now were the three that voted to save Tucker last week. So on paper, it would make sense for Quinn to put up the people that, were with Tucker. But I think long term, I do think it would have been better if Quinn had just straight up put T-Core up on the block, since Rubina and Kimo were already up there anyway. And just make sure that one of that trio is guaranteed to leave, because now that he's put up Joseph, he's kind of opened the door that if Joseph is still up there, Chelsie wants him gone. I know MJ wouldn't mind seeing Joseph leave. Leah would definitely want to send Kimo home, but doesn't really want to send Rubina home. So if it's Rubina and Joseph, I definitely think Rubina ends up staying over Joseph. I think
you mean Dr. Will Jr.?
Yeah, I think the order right now is that Kimo's the most likely to leave if Kimo's still there, then Joseph, then Rabina. I feel like it would take a special circumstance for Rabina to go over either one of them. But
I do want to give Rubina props here though. Like I'm surprised by how safe her positioning is on the block. Like I feel like a lot of people are seeing the value in Rubina as somebody that's like kind of on her own now. Like, yes, she's like in this trio with like her T-Core and Kimo, but I feel like a lot of people see her as like somebody that's really easy to work with, somebody that hasn't played like that spectacular of a game, and somebody that is kind of like a still kind of a free agent that could be picked up. So I don't know. Like I just want to give Rubina props here. Like I don't think her positioning is all her strategic doing or anything, but I'm just impressed by how safe I feel that she is this week.
you know
Considering
what?
the people on the block.
I'll give her more props because
Okay.
Rabina also took the initiative in the past couple of days to connect with Cam. And so Rabina and Cam end up talking to each other and like, hey, like we already like each other. I feel like we should work together long term in the game. We should talk more in a strategic way and not just in a social way. So I'm curious to see how that Rabina Cam connection ends up going on, and if Kimo does end up leaving this week and it's T-Core and Rabina, I know that's not really as much of a duo as T-Core and Kimo is. So
Yeah.
I could see a scenario where Rabina is picked up by Chelsie and Cam and MJ. But yeah, I do think that I'm glad we got to see a world where these people were playing without Tucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think we can definitely see that Rabina is definitely more capable. And we saw this in her at the beginning of the season. I feel like it's why she was picked early, was because we saw the potential and she's acting on it. Whereas Kimo, I wish Kimo was doing more, but I don't think Kimo was really proactive this week as he needed to be, especially with the Quinn HOH. Like it should have been like T-Core and Kimo like lock the visionaries down, like Rabina's not going, like just force Quinn to like put up, I don't know, like Leah, MJ, Joe, something that's like outside of his or Angela, somewhere in there, something where they kept the relationship with him. But I guess losing Tucker, maybe they weren't as keen to do that when they really should have.
Well, didn't Kimo kind of try? Oh, sorry.
Kimo
So
did
Joseph
kind of
says,
try, yeah.
Sorry. Joseph says, has Kimo's crush obsession with Tucker hurt his game? Kimo is in danger. We are 6 for 6 with the nose for Ainsley. Leaving, think Kimo voted for no.
Yeah, so yeah, the people that did say yes, they're all still here. So it's Angela,
Kimo voted
MJ,
no, right?
Yeah, so Angela, MJ, Joseph, Quinn, Leah, and who was the fourth person that said no for that spinny competition?
I can't remember. I mean,
I need to look
Ainsley doesn't even show up anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, I know that picture was up somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but yeah. I'll have to look up who it was. But they're all still here. So the no's have been going home.
Yeah. So once again, it really just depends on how the AI arena shapes out. But we're thinking the order of likeliness of going home is Kimo, Joseph, and Rubina.
Yeah, I would.
Hey, are we supposed to get some kind of announcement this Thursday as well? Remember?
Maybe the announcement is jury starting.
Well, I think with jury, I think with jury starting, I think they're going to go back to 2 people. What do you think?
I think so. Like if this were the last week of the AI arena, like I would be okay with it. Like if this is the last instance of the AI arena, I think overall, this is like one of the best like twists that Big Brother has done in quite a long time. I think it was pretty successful. I think it added a lot of chaos, especially to eviction night, and I feel like it really helped with not allowing like a big dominant alliance to like take over the first half of this season. So if this is the end of the AI arena and like Julie's announcing, like maybe that's the announcement is like no more AI arena, back to 2 nominees. We're in jury, and next week is the first double eviction of the season. I'm ready for a double.
I don't trust it. Listen, they blew smoke up our asses 2 weeks ago with the AI instigator, and we didn't even get the news on that when we were told we were. So that was a bust. I feel like the AI instigator was a bust.
It was stupid.
It was really a bust, I feel like. I think, but it did kind of get Angela going. I don't know.
It did what it needed to do. I think, well, if anything, it just screwed Tucker over.
Yeah, it did. Who did we vote for, Tyler? Because I couldn't vote. So who did
people voted for? Joseph.
Your account voted for Joseph.
Yeah. And I just remembered it was Rivera who also said yes. So the remaining people in the house who have said no are Cam, Chelsie, Kimo, and T-Court are the only people left in the house who said no. Everybody else said yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. Any other Spitfire thoughts you have for us, Aaron?
What's Joseph crying about? What was his breakdown about?
I mean, then he might be going home on I don't know. I forgot.
Dr. Will Jr. might be going home.
He's kind of irrelevant.
Which, again, I really do not understand what Joseph thinks that he's doing. The way that Joseph and Quinn have been in this game, the way Joseph and Quinn have been in this game is like two sides of the same horrible superfan coin. Like, Quinn is socially really good when he's able to, but strategically is just like continuing to force himself into a corner he doesn't need to be in. And even when he had a chance, when things kind of reset, when Tucker went home, he just really torpedoed his own game. What's the end goal here for this week? None of these noms made any sense. There was no cohesion to it. It was too many half measures. And when you do half measures, it just doesn't work. Just either pick a side and lean all the way in, or lean all the way in the other way. Don't put like a person from this group and a person from that group. And now everybody's just gonna be mad at you. And Joseph, strategically, I think would be really good if he actually was playing from the top. But because he's socially so bad, he could never get into the top position. And so he's still trying to play like he's at the front of the pack, and it's just coming off like he's completely out of touch. And
Aaron,
I mean, I'm sorry,
a fine guy, but you know what was so cringy for me for Joseph on Thursday? Like, and they like showed this again on Sunday when they like recapped like the events like before Tucker was evicted. So all of them are like walking to that back room to like talk about who to vote out. And Joseph turns and says to Tucker, "No matter what happens, I'm voting for you." He says that in front of everybody as if like you're going to be treated as some kind of like heroic martyr by like being one of the 3 people.
So why are you going in that room?
Tucker. Right, exactly. Why do you go in that room? And why do you say that in front of like that just goes to show like how bad socially you are, that like like that's like what you say in that moment. I don't know. I was so like just like dumbfounded in that moment.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he say no matter what happens, I'm voting for you?
Like I'm keeping you.
Okay, because you got to watch how you say that.
Yeah, that's true.
And
yeah.
Thomas said in the chat, "Do you think there will be a jury battle back after there's 4 jury?" No,
I hope not.
I don't think so, Thomas. I think that I kind of hope that's a thing of the past or whatever. But what was it last year? We had what's his name? with the curly hair, Corey.
Oh, Cam. After Zombie Week with
Yeah.
Cam and Jared,
Yeah.
do it again, because Zombie Week was absolutely like
God.
abhorred. It
I
was
think
so bad.
I think that was only because it was Cameron and Jared.
Yeah.
I think if it had been like a Joseph Leah combo, that wouldn't have happened.
Well, the
Just
whole
being
season
honest.
just like stopped to a screeching halt, and then it never recovered after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on the back of Jag also being not a victim. It was like almost like a couple weeks apart. It was like the pre-jury was just too long for too many reasons. So yeah.
I'll say it right here. If Angela is the winner of the season, Angela's a better winner than Jag was.
Yeah, I'll
Angela will
co-sign
have played
that.
a better winning game than Jag.
No, she wasn't evicted.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
wait. Yeah, I can't
Exactly.
wait to prance around in that Big Brother winners t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. And
I don't either.
No, yeah.
it'll be really
And
interesting.
Aaron, like I was so like going like on Thursday, I said on the show, like if Quinn is to win HOH, like this is the perfect time for him to like take over like the Tucker like leadership role in the house now that he's like freshly gone. And just like get his people together, like win power, like just set it up for like the second chapter of like Big Brother 26, right? And I just feel like this HOH week has just kind of been a flop. Like Quinn had all of the tools and like resources to get it done this week, to set himself up, and I just feel like it didn't really happen.
You know what I kind of want to see on Thursday? I kind of want to see a Joseph HOH. I just feel like I think it's Joseph and Rubina are the only two people left that have not won a competition.
Yeah.
And so it would be very interesting to see what Joseph in Power is actually like, especially on the back of him being nominated and also going home. Like, I just hope it wakes him up. I just want to see like what does Joseph think he's about to do? I mean, and he's
Dr. Will.
He's telling people like, hey, like, like to MJ, he was like, yeah, like I don't really like your game. You know, I think your game sucks. And I'm, wanting to go to the end of the game with you because I think I can beat you at the end and everybody would vote for me over you. Like, it's just like, it's that kind of like, he's just so focused on telling everybody his jury speech before we're even in jury and being like, okay, well, yeah, like I don't know, something about taking people to the end so he can beat them. He just really thinks he has this A+ Dr. Will game. He's missing the ingredients that made the Dr. Will game work. And also, Dr. Will game doesn't make sense in a game where there's 15 billion competitions. Back in Big Brother 2, there was what? Just HOH?
Aaron.
There wasn't even a veto.
Yeah.
You throw that.
The Have Not challenge. That was the big Sunday night show. Is who's going to get on PB&J? But do you not remember the first HOH was spun on a wheel? Do you remember that? The first HOH ever. It was a wheel, and they spun a wheel.
Bring that back. Bring throwing CDs at a.
The final three in season 2 sat in a 5-foot deep above ground little pool.
Oh, the hot tub. Oh my God. I went in the hot tub. Hold on to the thing.
Yes, the whole thing. That's it.
I need it. Yeah.
I mean, they really like it. If you were on the block back then, you were on the block. That's it. It didn't matter. There was no vetoes. Nothing. Nothing at all.
It made sense to throw all the HOHs so you didn't look like a threat and get put up on the like that totally tracks. But in a game where there's so many competition, and especially like when a lot of people look to, not that this is the correct way, but a lot of people look at competition wins as like, okay, well, hey, they did something. Like they had the chance to make game decisions because they won competitions and won power in the game. Even if it's like a power up, I don't know, something. Because you can't be like, well, I didn't win anything. I just voted all season. I feel like it takes a special kind of player to be able to pull that off. But he's no Kevin Jacobs,
Yeah,
for sure.
You can't really play a Dr. Will kind of game in this era. I hate to say era because Jeff Probst shit, but this era of Big Brother, because I'm waiting for them to split the Big Brother eras up into 4s and play the hell out of that one. See, like, I mean, come on, let's do it. Yeah, why not? But I just feel like, Dr. Will was great for his time. And I think there is a reason why the great ones like that don't come back and play again, is because what is the point? It's a different kind of game. I don't want to play this kind of game. I played a game before social media could drag you, and people really were watching live feeds, and they weren't relying on YouTube and all that. Like, they really were invested, because I can remember laying in bed in like 2004 or 5 with my laptop. This is before iPads, people, and iPhones. I was laying in my bed with my laptop, laying in bed watching live feeds. That's how it was done back then. And then you would watch the casual show, and you'd be like, oh, wait, this is not what happened. And you what are you going to do? There's no one you can talk about it to, unless you got in a blog on MySpace.
Jackie brings up a great question. Like, do you think a non-male identifying person could pull off a Dr. Will game?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think anyone could play a Dr. Will. I could play a Dr. Will game if I really tried. I think I could definitely stand up in front of a group of people and say, you need to vote me out, because I'm going to take the money. I freaking can't stand any of you. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to win. And I haven't won anything. I haven't done anything.
Right.
I can't win nothing, but they keep me every week because they think when we get to the final 2 or whatever, or they want to cut me, that'll be the time when I either win and decide who goes to the final 2, and I make it to the final 2. And these guys don't know what debate history I have under my belt. I know how to talk. I know how to jazz people up.
I mean, I guess the closest thing I would think of right now would be like a Taylor. And not that she didn't, because she did win things, but like she was so ostracized for the whole time, like a very obvious house target kind of game, where like she didn't win much compared to the 2 people in the final 3 that were next to her, but she was able to convince people with her story,
social game,
her social game.
But I think like what was lacking for Taylor. Sorry, Aaron. What I think was lacking for Taylor that Dr. Will had was, because I was thinking about Taylor as well. Like when Allison was like, "Will there ever be a Dr. Will again?" I was thinking like, is there any like modern Big Brother players that are kind of Dr. Will-esque? And like the first one I thought of, Aaron, was Taylor. I think the thing that she did not have that Dr. Will had was like Dr. Will just like ran both seasons from start to finish. Like he like not only was he like social, like his strategy was like 10 out of 10. Like like Big Brother All-Stars, like as many comps as like Janelle won, like Dr. Will was in charge of every single one of those decisions that came out of those comps. Like it was crazy. Like he had Danielle Reyes wrapped around his goddamn finger. Like he played such an incredible like strategic game where like Taylor, like she like socially was like so like I think one of the best social players we've ever seen on Big Brother. But I don't think that Taylor like moved and shaped like the direction of the season until like after Kyle like split against the leftovers. Like very like late game, I think, is when Taylor started to like strategically turn it on. I actually think the closest thing we have gotten to Dr. Will is actually Tucker. Like I think if Tucker went on to win the season, I think we would be looking at him like a Dr. Will character.
Dr. Will loves him.
He had that like social like just like just that like magic that Dr. Wilt had in terms of like being like charming and funny and a little maniacal, a little crazy. And I think Tucker did have some good like strategic chops to him. I think like he just got a little too chauvinistic with his like wins and like being too unafraid to go on the block and like win these comps to like prove himself further. But like say like Tucker like won the AI arena last week and stayed and then went on to like win the rest of the season. I think we would be looking at him like a Dr. Will type of character, like a Dr. Will type of winner.
You know what I would love? And I don't know how this would come off. Would I be a real Big Brother player? Would I have earned it on my own? Would I have any say or anything? What kind of player would I go down as being? What if I was a plant in the house?
Like an American player?
Yeah, and no. What if I was an implant, whatever, and when I go into the diary room, I'm put in a Zoom call with Dr. Will, Darren Lavasser, and some other greats, and they can't tell me what's going on in the house. Okay, they cannot. Maybe they're secluded and they don't know what's going on in the house. They just have each other, and they're telling me what they would do and how they would handle it. They're watching everything. Like they're telling me, okay, nominate this, just do it. Okay, you won the veto, use it on this person, or this is what I would do. And I get to have a say so in things too. That's fine. But it's like every time I do something that they tell me to do and it works, I get X amount of money. If I make it to the final two and I win, to be fair, that winnings, I think, should be split between me and the finalists, the other person. And if I make it to the final two and I don't win, I still have my winnings and the 50,000 or whatever. But I think that would be kind of a neat concept is what if you took someone and implanted them in the game and had them do all of this stuff? Like you would be testing these other players. It would not only be you playing the game, you would be testing the other players and seeing really how good they are. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm trying to say right now.
No, it makes sense. I'm just like giggling at the thought of like you keep using the word implant, and I just think like Big Brother would like totally go with that in like a meme way.
Allison's the implant of the house.
Yeah. Ainsley's implant.
Yeah, I just think it would be really cool because you can't get these big guns to do All-Stars anymore. You can't get them to do other stuff.
It's too long. Like that's the real tease. Like I feel like so many more like of these legends would, and that's why we got such great names for reindeer games. Like it was quick. It was like done like super efficiently. I feel like these people just don't want to do like 100-day season. Like if we did like a celebrity Big Brother, but like for like, I know it's terrible, Aaron. Where like Big Brother Canada, they would have like a 70-day season, and like I feel like that feels like right. Like it like the end game doesn't like run out of steam. So like if they just did like a 3-week like celebrity Big Brother type of in terms of like the speed of like the rounds and stuff like that, I feel like we could get a Dr. Will versus Dan versus Derek Lavasser versus Vanessa versus like I don't know, just like all of the greats. Like I don't know. Will it ever happen? Probably not.
And excuse me, JoJo. I'm trying to talk here. Here's the thing, and this wouldn't be like a coaches thing either, because they've done the coaches before, but they ended up letting the coaches play in the game. I'm talking about a deep undercover. I go in the diary room. I have meetings with these people. And I don't know how much they know or what they do. I mean, I would think they would know. I would think they would just be watching live feeds. I don't think they would be reading the internet or following social. I just think it would have to be special circumstances.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But I think that would be a really interesting concept. I don't know if I would really like it that much because I couldn't call myself a Big Brother winner because I didn't do it on my own. Mm-hmm. But God dang it, man, to have to sit there and go, these people throw in your face, oh, you think you're Dr. Will, oh, you think you're Lavasser, oh, you think you're Dan and all this stuff. Bitch, I am right now. And you're eating up every bit of it. You're licking my plate clean, honey.
I love it.
They should pull a Big Brother Canada. I mean, obviously they're not sponsored by Wendy's, but they should have those like guest, all-star player comes in and talks to them.
I do love that. Yeah.
HOH for like 2 minutes. And then
that is cool.
Yeah.
It's like the Justice League. You're at the table.
Yeah.
You're at the table.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Any other happenings, Aaron, in the BB house?
Oh, just trying to think. So yeah, so there's that throuple. There's the so it's 3 thruples and Angela. So it's
That's about right.
It's Leah, Quinn, and Joseph. Leah and her 2 simps, Quinn and Joseph. It's Cam and his 2 simps, Chelsie and MJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Tikor, Kimo, and Rabina, and then Angela. So whatever trios are still left in the game, I guess they're gonna go at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, and Angela.
So I don't know. We'll see. I
swear to God.
Selfishly, I hope Kimo stays, just so I can have like all 4 of my draft members skating by yet another week here.
Kimo needs to go. I'm sorry. You need to lose a person. I'm just gonna say. We all have 2. That way it'd be 3-2-2-2. That I would feel fine about that.
Yeah.
I really thought my board would have been wiped out by now.
And we both have the same like 2 people out on each of our teams. Like
I know, isn't that weird?
That's crazy. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Anything else, guys?
No. But I could totally see myself playing Big Brother, and it's all thruples left, and I'm all by myself and pretending like I'm holding a scarf, pretending like I'm petting my cat.
That would be like the funniest segment. Like I would love that.
I'm pretending like it's JoJo. Yeah.
Love it.
Alrighty. Well, Aaron, thanks for hopping on with us and setting us straight. We needed you here today.
Saving the show.
It's been a weird week with Quinn as HOH. None of what he did made any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. All right. Well, we'll be back on Thursday, like always, to recap the live eviction, and then we'll be back next Tuesday for week 8 of the live feed update. Isn't that crazy? This season is flying by. All right. Well, thank you guys all for being in the chat as well. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.